The power of good is more terrible than the power of evil. You know, it ain't Satan with demons coming back shooting lasers on people, man. It's gonna be Yahweh Shai with his holy angels, man. That's powerful, man. Blasting people to nothing, man. You know? Hey, it's beautiful and it's terrible, man. That's terrible, alright? Everybody gonna be afraid, man.
Behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
This is Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Now this is going to happen to the so-called white man, okay? You so-called white people, you're going to be terrified, all right? Terrors will make you afraid on every side, okay? And you're going to have no place to run to, no safe haven, all right? Because your kingdom is going down, all right? And it's going to go down drastically, okay? You're going to lose everything, okay? And the whole world will rise up against you, okay?
And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful lake after pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Alright, and what I want to get into today is a follow-up of Daniel, the first chapter, and just continue on in Daniel, the second chapter. Alright, and like I said, Lord will, we get through the whole book. Alright, this is a very prophetic book. It has a lot to do with what's going on now. Alright, in the times that we're in, because Daniel had a heavy portion, of the spirit, alright, when it came to prophecy. Okay, so we're at, Daniel chapter 2. This is still during the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. And I was just listening to some things today. Daniel was young, when he came to Babylon. Him and those three Hebrew boys, they didn't mention their age, but I'm guessing they would have been around the same age. Alright, but Daniel was 17 when he first came to Babylon. So he was dealing with Nebuchadnezzar. It took him 3 years to get, built up, as far as, growing up in the way of the Babylonians, the math, the culture, the language, the history. It took him about 3 years, to get groomed up, so he was around the age of 20, when he started working in the courts, of Nebuchadnezzar, when he had office, within the courts of Nebuchadnezzar. So Daniel, was fairly young, and as you read on, it says, and in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep brake from him, Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans, all right, for to show the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king, all right, in Syriac or Aramaic, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If you will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. And that's a man. Because see, and the Lord setting it up, to confound, all right, the wisdom of the heathens. This is the Lord is setting up the stage to confound the wisdom of the heathens. And he set it up to where Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and he couldn't remember the dream, but it was a nightmare to him. He was troubled by it, and he went to go ask, all right, of his magicians and astrologers, okay, the Chaldeans, okay, different warlocks, and they couldn't tell him the dream, as we're going to get into. And the Lord did that in their fashion, all right, just to show through Daniel, all right, that he is, okay, which is going to be shown in this chapter. So you keep reading, it says, but if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. They answered again and said, let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation thereof. Okay, so he's giving us ultimatum. Look, if you can't tell me the dream, all right, I'm gonna kill y'all and y'all houses. Okay, it was harsh. The East was harsh. He said, I will kill you and your houses, man. Okay, he said, they answered again, let the king tell his servants the dream, we will show the interpretation thereof. The king answered, all right, I'm gonna read this in the NLT. The king replied, I know what you are doing. You're stalling for time, because you know I am serious when I say, if you don't tell me the dream, you are doomed. So you have conspired to tell me lies, hoping I will change my mind. But tell me the dream, and then I'll know that you can tell me what it means. Okay? The astrologers replied to the king, no one on earth can tell the king his dream, and no king, however great and powerful, has ever asked such a thing of any magician, all right, enchanter or astrologer. So they were faced with a task, all right. The spirit was on Nebuchadnezzar to make them tell him his dream, and I misspoke. Nebuchadnezzar did know the dream, but he didn't want to tell them, because if he told them, they were just going to make something up as he told them. So he was like, if you can tell me what my dream is, then I know that you can really interpret it, without him telling them the dream. All right. It says, so they like, man, what you asking hard as hell. Ain't nobody ever asked, nothing like this. Okay. But guess what? Is anything too hard for the Most High? All right. Verse 11, it says, the king's demand is impossible. No one except the gods can tell you your dream. They do not live here among the people. The king was furious when he heard this, and he ordered that all the wise men of Babylon to be executed. And because of the king's decree, men were sent to find and kill Daniel and his friends. All right, it says, when Arioch, all right, the commander of the king's guard, came to kill them, Daniel handled the situation with wisdom and discretion. Okay, read this in the KJV. It says, then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. So Nebuchadnezzar was like, look, kill all of them. None of them are doing me any service. So he's just like, he put a hit on all the wise men, and Daniel was included in it. Okay, him and Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. Okay, so Daniel, when they coming to get him, Daniel's inquiring. He's using wisdom, kind of inquiring, like what's the reason? Okay, Daniel had a good rapport with everyone, and it said then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would show the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah his companions, that they would desire mercies of the Most High of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest, okay, of the wise men of Babylon. So the first thing they do is go into prayer, and that's why prayer is extremely heavy, okay, especially in these times. Matter of fact, let's get that. I believe that's in 2 Peter. And that's why it's important to know those names, because they weren't praying in no goddamn Jesus Christ, man. Okay? They was praying to the true power, Yahweh, all right? By Hashem Yahweh Shai. They weren't saying no Jesus Christ, man. Okay? They was connected through that name, and faith in that name. All right? But their first reaction was, first we need to pray, because all wisdom comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? I think, let's get that 2 Peter. I think it's 2 and, let me see. I think it's, let's see. All right, this is 2 Peter 2 and 9. It said, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment, all right, to be punished. That wasn't the one I wanted. All right, but we're going to see, that the Most High is going to come through for Daniel and those 3 Hebrew boys in this situation. All right, they're going to be reserved, from a punishment, man. And this is why scriptures say, look at, everything is written, all right, for our learning, so that we through patience might have hope, man. And we constantly go through these stories when the Lord is with, our forefathers and our foremothers, that remain obedient, and showcase faith. All right. Prayers. Thought that was in Peter. It's 1 Peter 3 and 12. All right, this 1 Peter 3 and 12 says, for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto the prayers, but the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. And Daniel was considered a righteous, upstanding, all right, believer, upstanding man of faith. All right, so when he prayed, the Lord considered. Okay, we're going to see this theme throughout, this whole book of Daniel. When our forefathers, they was in good standings with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, when they pray, the Most High listen and he delivers, man. Okay, so Daniel, their first thing, was to pray. And let's go here, because I believe this is Wisdom of Solomon. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Okay. Daniel, understood the source of wisdom. That's why, I titled this the power of wisdom. We serve the power of wisdom. Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 7. It says, wherefore I prayed, okay, and understanding was given me. I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. Okay, so we're in the part of the movie, all right, we're in the part of the chapter where Daniel, has to throw up prayers, Okay, because they they in a tight situation, man. Okay, so let's go back to it. This is Daniel 2:18 says that they would desire mercies of the power of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High, all right, which is Yahweh, all right, by Hashem Yahushai, forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. Okay, we serve the source of wisdom. You see, the wisdom that currently runs this earth, the so-called wisdom, all right, is not true wisdom. And the scriptures speak about how the wisdom of the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. I believe that's Sirach. Let's get that in Sirach 19. I want to say it's 22. All right, it's Sirach 19 and 22. It says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Okay, so we're in a world where this man boasting his IQ, boasting his technology, but look at the condition of the earth, man. Look at the quality of life in the earth under this man's rulership, man. Okay, because it's not true wisdom. Okay, Yahweh Bashim al-Shah is the source, okay, of wisdom in the earth, man. You see? So the Lord answered Daniel in a dream. All right, and that's how the Lord deals. Matter of fact, let's come over here. Stay over here. All right, and he only deals with Israel in this fashion, man. Okay, well he's intimate, with his prophets, showing them visions and and really dealing with them, showing them true wisdom. All right, that's why you can go here to what's that? Is that Numbers 12? All right, this is Numbers 12 and 6. All right, it says, and he said, this is the Most High speaking, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream. Okay, and this is what we just witnessed with Daniel. The Most High revealed, Nebuchadnezzar's dream to Daniel, all right, in his dream. Okay, for the Most High would show our forefathers, the prophets, visions. They would go into trances. They will see. He would take them to like what you call it? It's like they there. It's like he'll take them to the actual scene and let them see the scene play out. Okay. And then he'll take them back. All right, and then they will write about what they seen. That's why you have the scriptures about the arrows, which are the missiles. The scroll rolled in heaven, which are the mushroom clouds. Okay, because the Lord will show them a vision. Okay, they will actually take them to a vision. They will see these things play out. Okay, and that's why it's so descriptive. They described it, the best way they could. But when you understand the mysteries, it's very descriptive what they see. So let's go from there. All right, because true wisdom, resides with Israel, man. And that's one of the perks of being the chosen people, is being privy to this wisdom, and not only being privy to it, but understanding it and cherishing this wisdom. Our forefathers died, going back to the Maccabees, hey, they would rather die, than live any other way outside of the wisdom of Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, because the law, statutes, and commandments is a portion of the Lord's wisdom, So this is Yeah, a hologram. That's what the Lord will show him like a hologram. Like a vision. He would show him like a trailer. Of certain things. Okay, and our forefathers would have those things scribed. Scribing themselves or have them scribed. And there will be the prophecies, man. The collection of prophecies that we have today. It's on Sirach 24:1. It says, "Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power. I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud." And this is Yahushua, which Yahushua is the embodiment of the wisdom, okay, of the Heavenly Father. And he was spoken into existence. Okay? And he was endowed, with that wisdom. Okay, that breath. You see? That's why as Adam, he received that breath, because that's his portion, because he's the embodiment of the Lord's wisdom. He was able to name the animals. Like it just says he named the animals, but he was organizing the earth with that wisdom. Naming the animals was a part of it. Okay, but ultimately he was organizing the earth with that wisdom, man. Okay, that's why he had that big portion of wisdom, as King Solomon. Okay, because that's his lot. To have that great portion, okay, of wisdom. All right, from the Most High. It says, "I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone compassed the circuit of heaven and walked in the bottom of the deep," because it was wisdom that created everything we see. Okay, the wisdom of the Most High that was in Yahushua, okay, when he was creating everything in the beginning with the Elohim. Okay, so that wisdom was moving, okay, through space and creating, man. The stars, the atmosphere, the earth, All right, it says he created me. Verse 6 says, "In the ways of the sea and in all the earth and in every people and nation, I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and whose inheritance shall I abide? So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel." Okay? So it says, "Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel." So the Most High gave a commandment, okay, that wisdom should dwell with their chosen people, man. Okay? Which is Israel. And this is why, you look at our forefathers, they would always have, a one-up when it came to these magicians and warlocks, okay, or these other empires. Okay, in Egypt, you seen Joseph was able to, break down the dream that pretty much, saved Egypt and a lot of people from starvation. You had Moses. All right, once you go here, Moses was able to confound the wisdom. Let's go here. Exodus. Make it over 9. Moses confounded the warlocks and magicians of ancient Egypt. Okay, and as we see Daniel, he's going to confound, all right, the warlocks and the Chaldeans, man. And the wisdom that we have now is confounding this world, man. This is Exodus 9 and 8. It says, "And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron, Take to you, all right, handfuls of ashes and a furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh, and it shall become small dust, all right, in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil breaking forth with the blains upon men and upon beasts throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took the ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it toward heaven, and became a boil breaking forth with the blaze upon man and upon beast. And the magicians, all right, could not stand before Moses because of the boils, for the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. Okay, so this was a case of the Lord showing that, look, his power, he's the source of power. Okay, and he made those magicians of Egypt powerless before Moses and Aaron. Okay, he confounded them. All right, and that's the same thing that's happening now. Daniel, he's finna confound, these Chaldeans. Okay, so-called wise men of Chaldea. All right, and what's happening now? We're confounding the modern day Egyptian, spiritual Egypt. Okay, the daughter of Babylon. Okay, let's get that real quick in Corinthians. I think we go back to Daniel. 1 Corinthians 1. All right, and in 19 it says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." Because there was a time when, we thought the Western way, there was no way above the Western way of living. The women's liberations, his pseudo, all right, science, and all these things that he presented to the earth, man. We thought, his doctors, and we thought everything that this man was doing was just, amazing. Like, he was doing miracles, man. The surgeries and all these different things. Okay, but come to find out, man, this is a very backwards and perverse way that this man has everyone living. It was cute at the time, but now we're living in the dregs of it, and it's terrible, man. Okay? The way this man does, his foods and, everything that we thought, like, damn, the drive-through window, we thought everything was just so convenient, and, like, damn, this is a wise way that this man is running the kingdom. Okay? But now it's being confounded, his understanding of the Bible, everybody getting along, this utopia, just everybody being equal. And, man, now we're finding out there's some BS, man. Okay, but that's the wisdom from on high that's destroying the wisdom of this world. Okay? And he's doing it via the prophets, man, as he always done. Okay, it says, "Where is the wise and where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?" So you read this in the NLT, it says, "So where does this leave the philosophers, the scholars, and the world's brilliant debaters? The Most High has made the wisdom of this world look foolish," man. Okay, and you look out in society now, man, you can see that this is a circus, man. Okay, trying to put uterus in men. Okay, you got the Transformers, participating in the women's sports. You got, studs, pregnant, the brat, you got the brat. Okay, completely bugged out. All right, and as this standard, this wisdom has came into the earth, via the prophets. Okay, this world is being completely exposed. This society and the so-called wisdom of it is being completely exposed, man. Okay, so let's go back to Daniel. All right, let's go back to Daniel 2:20. All right, and he says, Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changed the times and the season. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding." Okay, so that's another one. Daniel let you know that the Most High, all right, removeth kings and setteth up kings. Okay, It says, He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is the darkness, and the light, all right, dwelleth, all right. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him, because the Most High is over both sides. Okay? There's nothing out operating outside the jurisdiction of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Satan ain't, gone rogue doing his own thing. No, he answers to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay? And Satan is used as a deceiver. Okay? And just as now, Satan has Esau deceived. All right? The fact that he thinks that he's going to pull off this NWO, all right, that's a sign that Satan, okay, has done their job. Okay? Satan has done his job, so like it. The fact that this man's even trying to pull this off. All right? This is back in Daniel 2 and 23. It says, I thank thee and praise thee, O thy power of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. Okay, so he was grateful, that the Lord had came through. So first thing he did was praise, pray to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. And then when that prayer was answered, he went directly into praising Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. All right, then he begins to address, and break down, all right, this dream, man. All right. This is Daniel 2 and 24. It says, therefore Daniel went in unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captains of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, all right, Belteshazzar, which they changed it. That was his Babylonian name. It says, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king have demanded, cannot the wise men, the astrologers and the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king? So now he's mocking, Daniel is mocking, all right, the wise men of Babylon. Okay? Now he's mocking these magicians and astrologers. He's like, damn, all these niggas you got, cooped up in the palace, and these niggas can't give you, answers. All these niggas living well off the throne, and they ain't got no answers for you. You see? And that's how the spirit was on. Like Elijah, was mocking, the prophets of Baal, when they couldn't call down fire. The niggas was cutting themselves, and, niggas tripping. Nothing happening. Elijah like, damn, he must be on a long trip. Like, y'all need to scream louder. He can't hear y'all. He might be asleep. So the spirit and the spirit, be on the prophets to mock the wisdom of this world. That's why, brothers go hard on this dumbass nigga culture. Okay, it's the Lord mocking it, man. Westernization. It's the Lord mocking it, man. So we see Daniel mocking, all right, the wise men. Okay, this is Daniel 2 and 28 said, but there is a power in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon the bed are these. So just get this real quick, since he said that. As we understand, Amos 3 and 6, it says, shall a prophet, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets, man. So the prophets, which, are likened unto, his friends, they're privy, to the secret. See, these are magicians, all right, even though they're in the courts of the king, all right, they're not privy to the courts of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, as it says here. You see, we have access to the higher courts. Okay, I think it might be 65. Yep, this is Psalm 65:4. It says, "Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causes to approach unto thee." Because you couldn't just approach a king. All right, you can't just bust in the room on the king. All right, you get put to death immediately. Okay, you have to be summoned. You have to make an appointment. Okay, so that, and they even have that, on the earthly realm. So how much more the Heavenly Father, and this approaching Him in the spirit? He's allowing us to approach and have access in the spirit. Okay, and it says, "And causes to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thine house, even of thy holy temple." So we have access to the highest courts, and that's the courts of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai in the spirit. Which means that, hey, we're in the inner circle of these secrets, man. You see? And Daniel's finna showcase. All right, this is an example of that. This is back in Daniel chapter 2. All right. All right, this is Daniel 2, and back, I think we stopped at 28. All right, yep, this is Daniel 2 and 28. It says, "But there is a power in heaven that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and thy visions of thy bed, all right, of thy head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes, all right, that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know that the thoughts of thine heart." Okay, so Daniel is letting them know, because Daniel knew that this was all to give glory to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. It wasn't about him being looked at as the wisest in Babylon. Daniel didn't have no ambitions, okay, of trying to be that guy in Babylon. He wanted all the glory. That's why he began. It's the Most High that revealed these secrets. Okay, it's not because I'm wiser, than any other man. It's the Most High dealing, and he wants you to know, all right, this dream, because this dream, all right, is still playing out today. Okay, the heavy prophecy, man. Said Daniel 2 and 31 said, "Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. All right, this great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. The image head was of fine gold." All right, and I'm gonna read all of this, and then we're gonna break it down. As he, begins to break it down after he reads it. All right, so this image head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon the feet that were of iron and clay, and breaketh them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Okay, and we're gonna come back to verse 35, all right, and go into that a little more. But let's deal with these kingdoms leading up to that. All right, this verse 36 said, "This is a dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art the king of kings, for the Most High of heaven have given thee a kingdom, power, and strength and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven have he given into thy hand, and have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold." So that head of gold was the Assyrian Babylonian Empire, because the Babylonians emerged, out of the Assyrian Empire. They pretty much, overthrew. All right, because Babylon was a province of Assyria. Okay, but they, through Nabopolassar, which is Nebuchadnezzar's father. All right, they began to overthrow Assyrian authority, and they emerged, okay, out of that Assyrian Empire. Okay, so the head of gold was the Assyrian Babylonian Empire, man. Okay, and it says, "And after these, all right, shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee." All right, and they were speaking of the arms of silver, all right, which is the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, when you go into the arms of silver, all right, and it says, "And another third kingdom of brass, which are the Greeks." Okay, which the Greeks took down, all right, the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, through Alexander, "which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth, all right, kingdom shall be as strong as iron," all right, and this is the Roman Empire, okay, and that iron going into his military might, okay, "for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise." Okay, because Rome was a very mighty, military power in the earth. Those legions was world renowned. You ain't want to get them legions, dispatched to you, man. Okay, it dominated the earth, man. Okay, through the sword. All right, which that was part of Esau's blessing. Okay, it says, "And whereas thou sawest," now this is where we at now, because you had, all right, when you go here, all right, you had the image head was of fine gold, all right, the Syrian Babylonian Empire, his breast and his arms of silver, all right, the Medo-Persian Empire, and then say his belly and his thighs of brass, which were the Greeks, okay, and his legs of iron, which were the Romans. Okay, so now in the part with his feet, part of iron and part of miry clay, which the Roman Empire was, all right, revived, but it was revived, all right, in the fashion of NATO, America, and the EU. And this is where we at now. We're at the foot, okay, of that statue. Okay, we're in the feet of it. And what will happen in the feet of it? Okay, hey, the stone, all right, made without hands, which means that it's a power that's not of this world. Okay, you see Yahweh Shai, he said the scripture say that he would not meet thee as a man. Okay, so that he's coming with power that's not of this world, man. All right, to subdue, all right, this beast system. Okay. So let's read on. It says, whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. And this is where we at now. Okay, there's major divisions amongst the EU, especially with this Russia-Ukraine situation, man. Okay, even with what's going on, in Gaza, man, there's major, economically, there's major divides amongst the EU. Okay, so Daniel is seeing all of this, man. He's seeing way into the future, man. Okay, it says, but there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. Yeah, because you have a few of those militaries in the EU. Okay, a few of those economy, that has strength. All right, but a lot of them don't. So you have partly strong parts. America being the strongest. Okay, but even NATO is thinning out. Okay, really the only formidable militaries would be, America, the British, Germany, and France. Okay, everyone else is, they just there. All right, they really, they can't project no power throughout the earth like that. Okay, and ultimately we're seeing, their economies are getting weaker, and there's a division by what direction they're trying to go forward. Okay, and it's going to lead, because ultimately everyone's tired of, the American, all right, dominance, okay, of the earth, man, militarily and economically, man. All right, and that's why you got these certain prophecies here. Let's get that in Obadiah. You know, we'll get that in Revelation, man. So Daniel is seeing these things. This is Daniel. Looks like this is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. It says, How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Okay, and Esau, Edom is exposed. Okay, we understand, like, the Spirit has this man pinpointed throughout all history, man. All right, and he always did complete wickedness in the earth, and the Spirit has this man pinpointed. We know that he was the Greeks under Alexander. Okay, he was the Romans, under these Caesars. Okay, he even go back to Cain, you track the nigga back to the serpent. Like, he's exposed. Okay, the elite bankers of today, like, nah, man, he's out here. The Lord has this man all the way out here, man. And he's completely, all right, exposed. Okay, and the exposure comes before he's taken down. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, okay, and it's going back to these 10 toes, man, these EU nations. Okay, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay, so this is where we at. The vision, because these EU nations are always getting the bad end of the deal of Americans' foreign policy decisions, man. Okay, so we see a great divide, and it's going to end up to these nations just wiping, all right, America off the map. All right, and it's all the will, that no one can resist the will of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. All right. Now this is like I say, that's Revelation 17. I started at 17. And then jump up to 16. This is Revelation 17 and 17. He said, For the Most High have put in their hearts, okay, to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast. All right, so these nations have pretty much given over, a portion of their sovereignty, all right, to this beast system. And NATO was supposed to be the military that defends this beast system. Okay, but what do you have now? Russia and NATO getting ready to square off. Okay, because Russia is gonna be gonna be used and its allies, all right, to all right uh to jump off the destruction of this beast system. Okay, this is what we're seeing happening, and Daniel is seeing all this because guess what? Yahweh Shai is going to come on the scene as this is happening. We're going to get into, okay, verse 16, and it says, uh, let me finish this. It says, for the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill His will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. So all this is the words of the Most High. And Daniel, hey, he's seen a vision of this. This is Daniel the 2nd chapter, okay, that we're reading. This is a prophecy about the 10 holes, 10 the 10 toes, and what they will be doing in these latter times. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, man. Okay, because these nations, the EU nation, that gave their power to this beast. Okay, the coming up under this American dollar. Okay, but now they have weaponized the dollar. And, all right, and America constantly making these foreign policy decisions that's harming them, all right, economically, and putting them in the crosshairs of Russia. Okay, America is the reason that Russia is in Ukraine. Okay, but EU, they're on the border, so that's going to be the immediate problem for them. Okay, so these nations gonna get to the point like, look, man, she got to go. Okay, but Daniel, he's seeing a division, okay, amongst this current kingdom. You see, so this was way bigger, all right, than Nebuchadnezzar, man. Okay, now this is Daniel 2 and 42 again. It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Okay, and as you see how Esau has pretty much colonized the earth, beginning out of Europe, all right, but these Edomite nations have colonized the earth. Okay, their influence is everywhere. I got this little map. Okay, it's a country that have been under European control, and you see the green. Okay, this man has mingled himself everywhere. Okay, within these different governments. All right, everything is colonized. So you have the green, that's the things that have been colonized, and then you have this light blue, okay, which I think that's China. Okay, partial control and influence, Saudi Arabia. I think that's Turkey. Okay, then you have just Europe itself in the purple. Okay, so these devils, and then you have the yellow, which is European sphere of influence. Okay, so these devils, the earth, the Lord said He's gonna give the earth into the hand of the wicked, man. Okay, the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. This is Esau in the fulfillment of his blessing, man. Okay, so let's keep reading on. It says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. All right, and but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay, man. All right, and what do you have today? There's an uproar against this system, man. Okay, these nations, they partook, in the ways of the beast and the ways of, Esau. He was this great white, hope in the earth. You know, he put his seed everywhere, man. You know, you have, you know, a lot of people, you know, you think, you know, Latino, you know, Northern Kingdom, they be Edomites, man. You know, a lot of them Ishmaelites, okay, especially those that are in, you know, particular positions, man. You know, they'll be Edomites, man. He's everywhere. He's mingled everywhere, man. Okay? But you see this great rebellion against this system, man. There's division everywhere, man. Okay? That's a part why he want to put this C-hip in everyone to try to hold this thing together, man. He's done. Okay? Daniel 2:44 says, in those days, it says, in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom. All right? And we play a part in it. Okay? We say he will raise up the house of David. Well, that's a royal house. Okay? So we've been raised up in the spirit because the Lord is setting up a kingdom. Okay? What did Yahweh say? In Luke the 17. All right. 17 and 20 says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Okay? And it's in us because Yahweh Shai is in us. Yahweh Shai is the kingdom. Okay? And you have a remnant and elect that's ordained to overcome. Okay? And be delivered. Alright? For the sake of rulership, man. This is 1 John 4:4. Ye are the Most High little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. Okay? So this age, alright, Yahweh Shai that's within us is greater than anything of this age, man. Of this current kingdom. You know, which is going to propel us, hey, to do whatever to make it to salvation, even in death, man. Alright? So the kingdom, alright, is being set up within us. Alright? Because he said in the days of these kingdoms, which means while this kingdom is up and functioning, he will begin to set up, okay, another kingdom. Alright? And this is the eternal kingdom of Israel. Let's get that in Psalm 50 and 21. It said, these things, and this is addressing the wicked, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether, all right, such as one is thyself. All right, and this is the mind of Esau, is as if, you know, because the Lord just gave this man so much leeway to prosper his wickedness, man, to have his way with us as a people. You know, you look at our people and you see how destroyed they are, you know, and the devil is like, yeah, I can go on forever. You know, these people are finished. I can go on forever. That's his mindset. Okay? But the Lord, all right, hey, the Lord intervened, you know, on our behalf, man, on behalf of the elect. It said, but I will reprove thee. Okay, so they're being rebuked by who? The prophets. The house of David, you know, is a house of prophets, man, that's rebuking this man. And set them in order before thine eyes. So he's setting us in order for rulership. Okay? This is what we're seeing, man. Alright? So, when you go back to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, this is Daniel 2, and Daniel 2:44 says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Well, all right, you hear that vocab? Okay, this kingdom is not going to be left to another people, another nationality, man. Okay? And it says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Okay? And this is summed up All right, this is going to take place, all right, in this third world war, all right, which we're rapidly approaching. Okay, so this is Revelation 11 and 14. It says the second woe is past, the second world's war, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, and this is where we on the cusp. All right, we right here at the threshold of this third world war. All right, and as we see, these nations jumping ship from the dollar, okay, and segue into BRICS, which BRICS is nothing but a staging ground for the CBDC, okay, which is going to be controlled by what? The CHIP, all right, which is the MOTB, okay. Verse 15, it says, and the seven angels sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, okay, and he shall reign forever and ever. So Daniel seen this, man, okay. Their rock, they came and break in pieces these kingdoms where Yahushua is going to come smite the nations, okay. So Daniel is seeing these things, all right, and in the days of these kings shall he set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, man. So we're right here at the door, all right, of everything promised to our forefathers, man, which is an eternal, all right, global rulership, man. Okay, and Daniel seen it. All right, so let's finish this in Daniel. This is Daniel 2 and 2 and 45. And it says, for as much as thou sawest the stone was cut out of a mountain, all right, without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is true. So let's get this real quick. Spoke about that mountain. All right, so you got to go to Second Esdras, man. All right, Yahushua is coming to make war with the nations, man. Okay, and you Christians, you still goofy as hell. You still chasing Hebrew Israelites around. Well, whom you call Jesus Christ, okay, he's coming to make war with the nations, man. He finna come get busy, okay. I don't know if they went and told you. All right, this is Second Esdras 13 and all right, I started at 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof, and behold, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. This is Yahushua. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that was seen under him, man. All right, because when no chariots, all right, come into this realm, all right, man, people gonna be giving up the ghost, man. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And that's the fire coming out the opening of the chariots. The mouth represents the opening of the chariot. Okay, and after this I beheld, and lo, because remember, this is technology that our forefathers, because they had the chariots back then, but they wasn't seeing them in this form and operating like this. So they explain it the best way they can, like that they seen it opening up like a mouth and fire coming out, man. Okay, and it says, and after this I beheld, lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, and that's all the nations that's of their statue, and then some, because the Syrians are still around, okay, the Persians, Elam still around, all right, and the Greeks, which are, the Greeks in the vision, which are Edomites, the Romans, which are Edomites, they're still around, and the rest of these nations, man, okay, but these are going to be the nations at the forefront, Okay, so that statue, all right, this is this multitude that's going to fight against Yahushua when he returns, man. All right, led by Esau. Okay, and it says, but I beheld, and lo, he graved himself. Matter of fact, like read verse 5, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out to sea. But and it's talking about the atmosphere, all right, because the atmosphere is a form of water as well. You know, just different form, you know, than the H2O liquid. All right, it's in the form of a vapor, but it's the atmosphere is likened to a sea as well. Okay, it says, but I beheld, and lo, that's why the scripture speak about the Lord's swords being bathed in heaven. Okay, it's talking about those missiles being bathed in the atmosphere. Okay, it says, and he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. So Ezra is describing, you know, the chariot of Yahushua. Okay, it's a great mountain. All right, and their prophecy, Daniel, you know, described it as a mountain. Okay, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet they durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword or any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sharp sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast, the fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Okay, so Daniel was seeing this, because you go back to verse 35. Okay, Daniel is seeing the complete obliteration of the heathens, man. Daniel 2 and 35 says, then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together and became like chaff. All right, Ezra described it as dust. Okay, like chaff on the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, which is no place in rulership. Okay, that's why I go into slavery. It says, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain or a great government, and filled the whole earth. The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord and his anointed, and he shall rule them forever and ever. Okay, so let's keep reading this. It says, then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your power is a power of gods, and the Lord of kings, and the revealer of secrets, seeing that thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and the chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested the king, and he set Mishael, Hananiah, and Azariah over the affairs of the province of Babylon, but Daniel sat in the gate, of the king. Okay, so Daniel was promoted, and then he put, his brethren on, man. All right, just as Yahushua, he's been promoted, and when he comes back, he's going to put his brethren on, man, and we'll end it with that. Okay, so when Daniel received his promotion, his people got promoted with him, man. His guys, man. Okay, this is Revelation 2:26, and says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end. To him will I give power over the nations. So when Daniel received this power, he immediately, promoted, his men, his faithful men. Okay? And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So Yahushua has received everything from the Heavenly Father, and then we overcome, okay? Well, he's going to promote us within his blessing, man. So Daniel got blessed, and he passed it on. Yahushua has been greatly blessed. He's going to pass it on, man. So that's the point. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and your sister was edified. Just wanted to bring that out. Lord will, we get into chapter 3 soon. So until next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba soon.